Climate change.
What is climate change, miss?
You seem to be very excited about the lesson. Well, climate change means change in the measures of climate for an extended period of time. For example, when there is change in temperature, wind pattern, the amount of rainfall for a long period of time, the condition is called climate change. The environmentalists say that climate change is the phenomenon due to emission of greenhouse gases from fuel combustion, deforestation, urbanization, and industrialization.
I have heard people talking about global warming and climate change. Do they mean the same, miss?
Oh no, they do not mean the same. Climate change is broader in meaning than global warming and greenhouse effects.
How is climate change broader in meaning?
Well, global warming means increase in temperature on the Earth's surface. It is an aspect of climate change. When temperature increases, it is one of the changes in climate.
Climate change includes other changes also. So climate change is broader in meaning. Am I right, miss?
Yes, you are right. But do you know anything about greenhouse gases and greenhouse effects?
I heard on the radio that greenhouse gases cause greenhouse effects and greenhouse gases make the earth warm. Without the greenhouse gases, the temperature of the earth's surface would be only 6 degrees Celsius, which is too cold for us to live.
You are right. But if there is increase in greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, the temperature of the earth increases, which is called global warming. Rise in sea level, ice melting, glacier lake outburst flood, drought, and desertification are some of the effects of global warming. Similarly, warming causes extreme weather conditions like hurricane, storm, tornado, etc.
Oh, global warming also causes natural disasters. Miss, people say water vapor also increases greenhouse effects. Is that true?
That is true. Along with water vapor, carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide are the major gases that cause greenhouse effect. By the way, do you know what greenhouse effect means?
I think I know a little about it. When heat cannot escape from the earth, it is called greenhouse effect.
You are right. The sunlight falls on the Earth's surface in the form of radiation. The Earth absorbs the heat and reflects back some of the radiation. But when the reflected radiation cannot escape out of the atmosphere, the temperature on the Earth rises. This state is known as greenhouse effect.
Are there any effects of climate change in Nepal too, miss?
Of course, there are. One of the effects of climate change is late monsoon. In the past, in Kathmandu, monsoon began in Jyesht and Ashar, but now it has shifted to Shravan and Bhadra. We are experiencing unusual rainfall and the rainy days have decreased. Glacier melting is another effect of climate change. It has been found that glacier melting is occurring at the rate of 50 feet per year. Similarly, extreme fog is observed in Tarai region. So Tarai is colder than it used to be in the past.
My grandmother says that there are more mosquitoes these days. Is this also an effect of climate change?
That's right. Previously, there were mosquitoes only in Tarai and mid hills. But now we find mosquitoes in high hills as well.
You said that we experience late monsoon and unusual rainfall. It must have affected rice production because we plant rice in monsoon. Has climate change affected other aspects of agriculture too, miss?
Definitely, climate change has affected agriculture of Nepal. Cold waves have reduced the production of the winter crops like potatoes, sarson, rayo, toria, lentil, and chickpeas. Some of the varieties of paddy, wheat, and maize are no longer in use because of the shift of climatic zones. However, increase in temperature has caused early maturity of the crops, which helps to grow more crops in the same crop cycle. Similarly, certain varieties of vegetables which were grown in a particular season in the past are found throughout the year these days.
You said deforestation is also one of the causes of climate change. We need to discourage deforestation and encourage plantation. We can use biogas to cook food so that we do not need to cut down the trees to make firewood. Most of the people in our village use biogas to cook food. My father said an organization had given us some money to set up a biogas plant. If biogas is used everywhere instead of firewood, we can definitely save a lot of forests.
You are absolutely right. Deforestation can be discouraged through community forestry too. You have seen people in your village conserving the forest, haven't you?
Yes, I know. Our forest is also a community forest. We use the forest, but we work for its conservation as well. What are the sources of energy that we can use, miss?
We should use solar power and hydroelectricity, especially in sectors where a lot of energy is used. It helps reduce dependence on forest resource for energy as well as helps maintain natural resources.
Perhaps we need to change the way we are farming to reduce the effects of climate change.
We need to practice better agricultural technologies. We need to start farming of the crops that are drought tolerant. Similarly, we need to use less chemical fertilizer, insecticides, and pesticides. We should use organic fertilizers instead. I have seen your mother using cow dung in your fields.